Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 11 of season 12 of the V8 Vet Split 3, coming tonight from Autodromo Enzo Edino de Ferrari, otherwise known as Imola. A very, very technical circuit where tonight we're doing a 300k race. I can chat with me at the moment. I've got Adrian Zeal, Andrew Hoffman, Joseph Granshaw, and Mick Power. How are we, boys?
Good, thanks, mate.
Great, thanks, John.
Good, thanks, John.
Might just start by, of course, this track very famous for 27 years ago, the passing of the famous Ayrton Senna in the Tamirolo corner. And of course, iRacing even plays tribute to that with the scanning of the Senna Memorial. So not sure whether too many of you guys have noticed it as you come out of the final part of the complex there, under the straight heading down to Villeneuve chicane. You can see Ayrton there off on the left. And we
never noticed.
Never noticed? Obviously haven't spun the wrong way.
I see it every lap. I'm not fast enough.
And we might just jump to the grid and have a quick look at where everyone's lining up. And we'll go to the grid positions. So on pole, we have Jeremy Bush. Another great qualifying with a 1:44.486. And then Michael Power sitting on the front row next to him. Simon Farrington in third. Ed Cullen from Shadow Racing in fourth. Darren Walden with another great qualifying from Angry Birds in fifth. Pete Vermey in sixth. Scotty Van Loon from Pecky's in seventh. Struggled a little bit with the technicalities of the track, but did pretty well considering it's his first time here. Brett Taylor in eighth. Bruce McLeod in ninth. Laurie Sanders qualifying in the top 10 was great. Yours truly in 11th. 12th was Jeff Eddy. And we'll flick over the page. Darren Friend from Old Mates and Sons in 13th. Adrian Zeal in 14th. Tony Power in 15th. Joseph Granshaw back in 16th. Scotty Perrin in 17th. Didn't set a good time. Andrew Galley struggled as well in 18th. Phil Marsh in 19th. Diane Feldman came out for a drive as well with us this week in 20th. Josh Stroge, of course, our race control. Lucas Burt had technical issues and didn't start. And safety car was Brandon McMillan, and Fletcher Christian had dropped in and dropped out of the server, and he realised it wasn't split 2. It's much easier doing a field of 24 than what I usually do with 46 in East Coast. So we might get straight into this, boys. What do you reckon?
Let's go.
And we should have a green flag any second here. We're away. Jeremy definitely spun the wheels a bit, bogged it down. You're off to a good start though, Michael. Once you got your nose in front there.
Yeah, like I said, the bloopers reel comes up shortly.
A big shout out to everyone watching at home, watching on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching out there. Such a technical circuit as we come up the hill. Of course, the other thing compared to when we were here last season, they've both tightened up the off tracks a little bit. And coming out Alca Minerale there, they've softened the bump out of the road, which was another nice surprise, which made life a little bit easy.
Yes, that bump really caused dramas.
Oh, it used to be shocking. So everyone's still fairly bunched up. Darren Walden had managed to get himself up into third, up 2 spots. Ed Cullen was staying in fourth. Jeremy, get you back here, Michael.
Give it back to him
The
there.
Ravats is one of the hardest corners to get around.
Cold tyres, cold everything.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a struggle.
And the adrenaline was up. I'm not used to being in front. It's not good for me.
Oh, that was me there in the background taking a shortcut.
Did it work for you though?
I didn't crash, Ruffy. Going straight through helped. And the slowdown wasn't too bad, luckily. I was able to wash the slowdown off. Where are we? I dropped it myself. I think I was come around here, come around through Tozer and then just washed the slowdown off quietly. Which I think I only lost 2 spots, I think. Or 1 spot.
And you did well. The only part of the track I struggle with every single lap. Washing speed off.
I hated the chicane.
It's never easy.
The chicane I found, the slower I went through, the faster I came out.
Slow in, fast out. That was the trick.
Yep.
And try not to ride the curb too much to the point where it threw the car in the opposite direction when you went to change direction.
Yeah, before they did the update and shorten the track there, you used to be able to use that first ripple strip to help turn the car and then hit the second one.
Mm.
I think this is where I get stuck on the wall.
And Mark Dials joined us. How are you, Mark?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, boys. I'm glad I didn't race this. Work took over instead, but yeah, it's not one of my favourite tracks.
Peritella, never easy. Jeremy definitely drove well. He was gone. Big shout out to Will Wilson in the chat. And the old Dobster plays, letting you know, Michael, you had one job, not to spin. It's a good little battle, this one. Ed and Pete. And Darren, of course. Hey, Warrell. There goes Adrian off to the side there. Caught that one.
Yes, this is about the time I felt like, do I just press escape?
Dave Worrell and Scotty Perrins resuming the battle. You know, Dave was a bit upset with himself after quali. He reckons he was about half a second up on his best and threw it away. Who was that? I think that was Joseph going off for a big slide in the background. I think we all had a spin or two here. Yeah, we jump back up. Of course, Faz had that spin early on as well, so he's down 14 spots in 17th. Fighting his way back through as well. But Ed and Pete Varmy, these two have basically been close all season. Of course, this is one of the two tracks we got for pre-season quali for season 13. So
Oh, yeah. Yay. Thrilled.
Can't wait.
And then, of course, we top that off with the Alton Park. So everyone should be an expert of that come pre-qual.
Oh, really? You got high hopes.
And, of course, I think when I last looked, I think entries were already at about the 100 mark as well, so which was good to see. So the word coming in was from Luke when I spoke to him earlier. Spoke to him yesterday, I think it was. I think we're looking at 3 splits still, which is good. It was a little bit of a worry early on. We might not have the numbers for 3, but we've definitely got 3 splits again.
Are there many new drivers coming in?
There's a few new drivers. Let me just do my own little bit of homework while I answer this question. Some new names that are quite well known in iRacing, but not new to vets, of course. One young fella, absolute rookie by the name of Ben Anthony.
Oh, split 1. Yep, straight away, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
I believe I heard Steve Varga was making a comeback too.
Oh, that's a big call. He's not on the updated list, but that would be good. I'll talk about race control and split 1 in a minute. I'll get to that. But not forget what's going on here. Might jump back up onto Pete Varmy.
You sleep out. Right? I'm just sat on the day.
Couple of other names. Martin Casey, his new name. I haven't come across Martin before.
Martin's raced with me for many years.
Yeah.
In the DRF days with Scott Campbell and all that. So yeah, he should be a good split 2 and basically hopefully end up in split 1.
Well, no, that'd be good. Just working my way down. I think Grant Cairns is back, or Keynes is back. I think Grant hasn't raced for a couple of seasons. He's another quick driver. Out of memory. This list hasn't been updated for a little bit that I'm looking at. So there's a few new faces. Mick Rush from Scorpion Esports. He'll probably be back here, that split 3 boys. Knowing the pace he had before he left. Took a couple of seasons off. Jamie McKnight, of course, is back, the People's Champion. Also in the chat. Good evening, Jamie. Hope you're having a good evening, mate. So yeah, we've got quite a few new faces already on the list, which will be good to see, and looking forward to seeing how everyone falls out in pre-qual.
I just hope I could put in more than 5 races in the season.
That'll be good. And a couple of other little things coming to me out of the chat is I believe we're going back to Jamie solely, but doing the setups as well.
Yeah, that's been a big topic of discussion, and Jamie, going back to Jamie's sets is to me is a really, really good thing. There's no outside influences. You get to drive Jamie's setup, get to learn it, work your brake bias into his setup. Good thing.
Absolutely, I reckon it's good. Without being someone who's done a few races around in vets, it's very obvious that there's been a change on this season. Sorry. I think it probably makes it a little bit easier for Jamie as well. getting them organised?
This being my first season, I found Jamie's setups really, really helpful.
Oh, they're fantastic.
It's such a level playing field too, John.
Yeah. Like we,
Yeah, it's the second season where you find Jamie setups will give you the shits.
The thing with Jamie's setups is they're set from, well, what's the easiest way to put it? They're a really safe setup to work with, and the only reason why you come unstuck is because you cause it. Jamie sets them up for everyone, so yeah, kudos to Jamie for doing it.
yeah, I think that's what you got to remember. Tony getting a bit loose there. Scotty Perrin's getting the job done through Tamburello. One of the big improvers this season, Scotty.
Hey, boys.
How are you, Craig?
Good, thanks.
Spinning
How many cars has Pecky's actually got on the track?
We only got 2 from Pecky's in split 3. You might have to help me out with the other ones, Hoffy.
Yeah, there's 3 in split 1, which is Daniel, myself, and the legend Tim. Tim does all our paints as well. In split 2, you've got Blanchy, Sips, and Becky. And in split 3, you've got Scotty Van Loo and Scotty Perrin.
Okay, so what are you racing, John?
What am I racing?
Yeah, what's your car? I thought you were oh, you're not. You're WK&P.
WK&P, yeah. So we've got split 2. We have no one in split 1. So if there's any split 1 drivers out there looking for a team, want to represent WK&P in split 1, love to hear from you. Sales pitch. In split 2, we've got Matty and Shannon McMillan and Richie Barello. And then in split 3, it's myself, Andrew Galley, and Dave Worrell. And then I think Andrew, is taking season 13 off to focus on his speedway antics. He's in the process of putting an engine in his speedway car and then doing the Victorian Speedway Championship through the summer. So he's going to step away from the sim for a little bit. And we did have Dave Galley as well at the start of the season in split 3, but Dave took on a new job driving trucks up and down the highway for one of Hoffy's mates.
That's never a good thing.
Nah, it's never a good thing. So we lost Dave Galley early on in the season. So next season, I'd probably say Dave Worrell, myself in split 3. Split 2 will probably be the other 3 boys. So, yeah.
Just a warning to Mr. Gallagher. It's a very, very easy job to get into, but it's bloody hard to get out of.
Yeah. Absolutely, that one. We might just jump back on. Lap 10. Where are you, Michael? Or have I missed it?
No. Well.
And we did say on board, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Very, very technical part of the track. Braking and coasting and tiny little bits of throttle so you don't overdrive it. Short shift in the 4th and just gun it on your way out. The car spinning.
Who was that?
I got no idea. Didn't see. You did well not to hit me, to be honest. I actually thought Andrew did. So.
Yeah, no, I did a lot to miss you. I thought, there he goes.
It was the fun part of my night, that one. But as Hoffy said, you know, you just like sleep for half a second and everything can come undone for you.
Yeah, it looks easy on paper, this track, but it's really technical.
Oh.
And, yeah.
I reckon I saved about a second to a second and a half on the first chicane just by someone telling me to try it in third, because I used to always do it in second.
Yeah, and always in third. With both, actually, yeah.
Well, I was down the second, quick change, early quick shift back to third. This year's second, help get it in.
I was told many moons ago that if you hit second through there, you're not going fast enough. I can tell you who told me that, and that was Mr. McKnight.
I was about to say this was JM with a little C.
Yeah. He taught me a lot, that fella, through YouTube and chat. Very good person to talk to about driving it.
Oh, years of experience, young Jamie.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the ones that he's always told me was, you know, you'll struggle to master this car and then all of a sudden it'll click and you'll jump up a fair bit in consistency and pace.
Well, I've jumped up a fair bit and I'm still struggling with it, so yeah, anyway. The thing with the V8 is, if you haven't got your FOVs sorted, you're in trouble. And if you if you overdrive it, try and get speed, like a GT3 car, might be all right for a lap or two, but you'll wear the tyres out very quickly.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things with a long race like this. You just got to be conscious of your tyres from the time you drive out to the time you get back in.
Yeah, that's what we're teaching Scotty parents at the moment to stick to, you know, sort of just being not conservative, but being controlled, just doing lap after lap after lap, and being you know, being able to control the car lap after lap is a really good trait.
Yeah.
And you'll get speed.
Well, that was Bruce and Pete. Yeah, back one. Scotty, sorry.
That was a good saying.
You're absolutely right though, Hoffy. Like on this race here, I punched out 145s just again and again and again and again.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, great work. 45 isn't slow around here, you know, when you're well into a race.
Oh, good.
What I liked was about, you know, you do about 10, 15 laps, and I just felt like the car was just getting better and better and better.
It didn't go away from you, did it? It felt like you could actually still drive it.
Yeah, well, I struggled in that first chicane doing third, but like I said, after 10 or so laps, I was, you know, it was really coming together.
Was that because you drove to being in third, or because the car was actually coming to you? Because that's the thing you got to work out, whether it's coming to you or you're learning to drive it that way, you know. Yeah. it's just one of those things where you actually learn to drive at a certain way.
Yeah, it just felt like it was just getting more grip. It just felt like I was turning earlier. It just felt like everything was just clicking.
Yeah.
But is that ability to be consistent and drive consistently and then do it with traffic. A little bit squirrely Pete coming out of there.
Yeah, I found that's the same thing. When I first started many years ago, I was always just sitting at the back and just waiting for people to fall apart. But I don't think you get any faster until you have someone next to you and you actually race against them.
Yeah, that's a good point that was made early on. Having the 3 splits, being around people your own pace to start off with, and then you'll find you'll gradually move up through the field.
It's also doing that as well. You work out who you're comfortable to actually race side by side with as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So you can see Michael about to have a look here on Pete. If I can click back in the right spot.
Patience is a virtue, as they say.
Absolutely.
It is just working out where you can have a go, isn't it?
Yeah. Couple of little battles here. Everyone behave yourself. The boss man's in the chat now. What you're saying about Luke Holland before Hoffy, you can't say that anymore, mate.
Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
Luke Holland's jumped in the chat on YouTube.
Oh, hello.
It was Scotty Van Loon, the Rattler, under a fair bit of pressure here from Andrew Galley and Brett Taylor on the back of this pack. He's off to the pits then. As soon as I say that. It's interesting how a few boys went off for an early stop. I think Dave Worrell did as well. Pitted a little bit earlier than what was probably planned. Blake Warboys is in the chat as well. How are you, Blake? I hope your Scops free qual ended up fairly good for the evening, mate. Good luck tomorrow racing around here in the Scops 500 with Nathan Brown. So just about coming up to the round of pit stops. Michael peels off. Andrew Galley still under pressure from Brett Taylor. Bruce McLeod drove really well in this first stint too. I was quite impressed with how well he was going, up 5 spots into 4th at the moment. Of course, Galley's up 13 spots. Let's put the gains up. There we go. Cost myself a bit, unfortunately. Yeah. The old lone qualifying laps in Scots this year, making things a bit more challenging for most of the drivers. I have to agree. Luke did say, I told you to behave, not to go quiet. Of course. Probably a good opportunity to jump in and just mention that Quantum Tint Solutions have over 10 years experience in the motoring industry and associations with various motoring dealerships and major US automotive window film manufacturers. They're a family-owned business that strives to exceed the expectation of their customers and give them a customer satisfaction guarantee. And of course, they specialise in automotive window tints, home and office window tinting, decals, digital printing, vehicle wraps, and much, much more. So make sure, if you do get a chance, guys, to go and visit their website, which is http www.quantumtintsolutions.com. And yeah, be sure to go check them out. They've been a very proud sponsor of Vets for a couple of years, and of course their logo runs on our banners, and yeah, make sure you check them out, boys. And of course, the league with plenty of good sponsors along the way, so not to forget Bay 21 and as well. Always there for good coffee. How are you, Scotty?
Yeah, not too bad. I forgot all about this tonight.
It's not normally Saturday nights. I just confused a little bit.
Rattler, the man, the myth, the so-called legend.
How you going, Hoppy? How are you, boys?
Too bad. This is about the only battle on track at the moment.
Oh, shit, Miller.
As Jeremy Bush peels off into the pits.
Nightmares. This is a nightmare.
Thank you, Luke. Definitely got a head for radio, I can tell you that much. Great little battle. A few more boys peeling off into the pits.
Where are we? Is that 18, is it?
That's 18, yeah. I just missed that. Andrew Galley's now, Bruce McLeod's now leading with P1 against his name. Andrew Galley in second. That's by about 4.8 seconds. Jeremy Bush, Ed Cullen, Darren Walden, Peter Vermey and Laurie Sanders peeled off the start of this lap for their pit stops, and a few of the other boys have gone a bit longer. So, of course, we have a quick look. Diane's jumped into the pits as well with Marshy.
Should have said that differently.
Thanks, Hoppy.
Marshy, you'd love it.
Luke's just wants me to ask you boys a question, so I'll throw this open on the floor for everyone to discuss. What do you guys think about having 2 days of pre-qual for those that can't make the 6 days of quali? So, i.e., on the 29th and 30th, they can have 2 days to try and make sure they get into it.
Yeah, that's cool for me. It's not sheep station.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
I
Yeah,
get,
I'm easy.
I'm still around, so I can easily do that.
yeah. There you go, Luke. And Will's heading off again, so we'll catch you later, Will. And of course, Jeff Eddy. Always great to have Jeff jump in very early in the morning and join us.
That's dedication for you.
Oh, it is.
The love and passion.
And Jeremy continues on where he left off before the stops. He was in complete control last night.
And the good thing with, I know this is going to sound bad, but when you get foreigners coming into, well, you could say an Australian-based, servers, and they're enjoying it, that's really a reflection on the league and the people within the league itself.
Absolutely. Have to agree with you there. I mean, we even had Jeff drop in a couple of times into the lounge as well. So to back it up the next day in the lounge is pretty impressive.
Absolutely.
So what time of the day in New York is he actually doing our race? That's dedication on its own.
They're 12 hours behind us, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's 4:30 in the morning. He gets up to do it.
Yeah, it's more than 12.
That's dedication there, isn't
Is that just the time that he's getting home from burgling houses?
it? He's the Batman.
He's from New York State. New York never sleeps. Remember?
Yeah.
And of course, he's running like the retro round. He's running the Speedway livery that he used to race, which was quite an interesting story to hear. So Jeremy doing it quite easy here for the locked on iRacing lads. Darren.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, New York's 12 hours behind Perth, and I forgot we're 2 hours behind you guys. There you go.
Life's so much easier in Perth when it's 12.
Oh, it is.
12.
Yeah, daylight savings is coming around soon, so
Come on.
that'll screw things right up.
Oh, they're talking about daylight savings here again for about
Again?
the 50th time. Yeah, it won't get past. It should, but it won't.
Well, what do you got? About 3 different time zones over there?
In WA?
Yeah, you get into Eucla and you're about an hour and a half behind. Then you get into Norseman and you're even 2 hours behind. Then you get to Perth and you're 2.5 hours behind.
And we won't talk about Darwin. They're about 10 years behind.
Oh!
It's all right, I can say that. I'm an ex-Darwinite, so...
Oh, well, that explains a lot.
I was about to say you're in Pecky Performance Racing, so you can definitely say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, might explain why Pecky's in split too.
Yeah, it doesn't explain why Tim's in split one, though. I'll have to have a chat to Tim.
Yeah, I think Tim's using grip hacks. Or macros.
If we're using something.
I hope he's listening. I don't know. I don't even know whether Pecky exists. He doesn't even talk to me anymore. I haven't had a message from him for a long time.
He's still about. With what happened to his son, he's doing a lot more work around the workshop now, so
Hey.
he doesn't get to get on much anymore.
That's understandable.
Very understandable. Relate to that one. Scotty doing reasonably well here. And Luke Collins says hello to you, Mark.
Luke?
Oh,
Good
yeah, he
evening.
says hello to Mark. Oh, okay.
Thanks. Nice that you could join us. I don't know if that's a Taipan digger or a...
Probably.
There's not many battles around on the track at the moment. Dave Worrell is starting to hunt down Laurie Saunders in front of him. And the other little battle on track is Bruce McLeod near Pete Vermey again.
Oh, well, if there's not many battles, that means Mr. Van Loon can give us a track guide.
Oh.
You don't want a track guide from me, mate. I'm probably 5 seconds a lap slower than everybody else. There was only one part of the track I liked, and that was turn 1. That was pretty much it.
We'll wait till we come back around, and we'll chuck you in the chair, Scotty.
Great.
Wait till we get back around on the busser and...
And the hairpin, I was probably like 3/4 of a second slower than everyone else. First round though this week without the drive line on.
That was impressive then. Did you find it made a difference?
Yes and no, yeah. I mean, it felt slower, but I think it's just the track.
Right, over to you, Scotty.
All right, so here we are. I think I'm following Mr. Galley at the moment. Coming down, little kink. From 6th to 5th to 4th. Actually, I come down from 3rd, and I actually took this one in 2nd. I felt the car just pulled up enough, and then short shift into 3rd around that. 3rd, throttle, little feather, 4th. And, heading down. I was thinking where I was going to get Mr. Galley. In 3 laps' time, obviously. He just had a bit of a lock up there. Down into the hairpin. Back in the 2nd. Try not to... I have a habit of putting the foot flat and straight. I've spun there a couple of times. Feathering on this one. Up under the bridge, just past the bridge, hit the brakes. Trying to get off the brakes before you hit the ripple strip. And then flat on in 3rd gear. 4th. Actually, a lot of guys valve bounce in 4th. I go to 5th. And then I'll chuck back to 4th. So I'm going over that ripple in 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Then up through here, and this is the worst part of the track for me. Coming up to this freaking hairpin. Oh, hate it. They're all gone. I'm in 2nd. You're supposed to like give it a little bit of a blip through there, but I don't give it a blip because if I give it a blip, I'll go blip into the fence. And down here, flat out, flat out, flat out. Start to break now. 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. I've gone off there a couple of times during the race, into the strip, around this one, feather, feather, feather. I actually took that in 2nd. A lot of guys take that last corner in 3rd, but I'd taken in 2nd to get a bit more drive, and then back onto the straight again. But I tell you what, I hate this track. Hate it. I was talking to Jamie last night. He reckons it took him 2 years to get used to this track, so I don't feel too bad, but I picked up all the other tracks all right, but this one, I just can't get it. I even did the V8 on the iRacing, you know, everybody can join. I did it on there and I still couldn't get it. I was like 3 seconds a lap slower than everybody else. So Johnny, with your wheel of death, your spin, it's a great spin, mate, for these last 2 tracks because Holden Park I'm absolute shit at.
Yep.
And Imola I'm shit at. So if there was a split 4, mate, I would be in split 4. It's just, I just couldn't believe it. Go to Phillip Island or Sandown or somewhere else, it'd be great. But these 2 tracks is just a nightmare.
Yeah, Alton Park won't be easy.
And
We've been there a couple of times, I think, now.
Can't quite remember what layout we're running there as well, whether we're running chicanes, the tyre chicanes or not.
No chicanes.
No chicanes, good.
No chicanes, no. I think I've done 20 laps. I've done actually 2 time laps out of the 20.
No chicanes, it's a lot better. You do Alton Park with chicanes, it's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah. I've done it in the MX-5. That's all I've done it to get off my D licence.
And yes, Luke, working, mate. Something's got to pay for the bills, and I can't knock back shifts at the moment, so
Just jump in there again with Scotty, John, and I'll give you an idea on what I was doing.
Yep.
Because I'm a big fuel saver.
Yep.
And yeah, if you like.
I'll just wait till we get through the Tamburello and I'll jump on. Righto. Go for
So
it.
down here at the end of the wall, lift and start braking down into third. Let it coast, brake a little bit just before the corner, and then gun it. Just where this path on the right is, down in braking into second. Wait for it to grip up and then gun it. Then you charge up through the gears, and you want to be in fairly tight, just at the 150 brake, and then let it coast in, short shift in the fourth, then in the fifth, hold it in fifth, about the 75 brake, down in the second, wait for it to grip up, gun it, short shift on the bump, and then down here about the 75 mark, brake, down in the second, got to be patient on the ripple strip, on that ripple strip, patient, and then go short. I normally short shift out of there. And then just before you drop over the top about now, lift, brake, down in the third, let it grip, tiny bit of throttle, snap third just before you turn, and then gun it on the way out, and then fly down the straight.
You make it sound so easy, Hoff. It's not, seriously. Every night it's like Hoffy, Sips, Blanchy, they're like, do this, do that. I'm like, yep, I'm doing it. Just
the blue cone there. The blue cone at the end of the straight there is where I normally lift. And about the 150 mark is where I brake and start changing down gears.
It's quite a demanding track, like physically. At the end of the race, my left knee was knackered from, jumping on the brakes all the time. You always on, off, on, off, on, off. I don't know about you guys, but I was shot.
Well, I had sore arms and shoulders and I had a headache the next day.
Yeah, but a head like yours should ache, Adrian. Sorry, mate. You left it open.
So, me and Scotty and Scotty Van Loon and a few of the other drivers in Peggy's talk about brake bias. Because I run, what were you running in this race, Scotty?
49.8.
Yeah, see,
every race is 49.8 for me. It's just a nice number.
Yeah, I'm down at 47. And being down there at 47 means I can lift a bit earlier, brake a little bit later, but still have the same speed without wearing the tyres out.
Mm.
What were the other guys running? What were you running?
Well, I'm normally a 51 man around about there, but I was really comfortable at 50.4.
Okay. Yeah. Johnny?
Yeah, I was about the same.
Right.
And oddly enough, on a long tank run, I didn't even really adjust it, to be honest. I was quite comfortable where it was.
Tank slapper? No, I don't adjust during the race. It's just another thing you got to deal with.
Oh, look.
Exactly.
Did a training session about 18 months ago with Dane Warren at... Oh, there's Bruce off in the grass. With Dane Warren at Bathurst, and, he changed the brake bias between the top and the bottom of the mountain each lap. And some of these split one boys, they're changing brake bias for corners.
Yeah, I think a lot of split one guys do that.
Really, really good person to talk about brake bias, because I call him the Oracle, is Jamie McKnight. Him and I, now we're only, a half a second apart on most tracks. And he runs a hell of a lot more brake bias than I do. and he gives a good explanation on how we use the different brake bias. So if anyone's sort of wants to know the difference and why the different brake bias is being used, talk to Jamie. He's really, really good with it.
There you go. Some great tips to our rookie season 13 rookie Ben Anthony. He's just joined us in the chat. Good to have you on board, Ben.
How are we going for numbers for
Evening, Ben.
season 14?
Talking with Luke on Friday, I think we're around 97 or 100, somewhere around there. So I'll definitely be 3 splits again. So we could probably do with another 10, 15 drivers.
So the list hasn't been updated yet.
That list from the 17th hasn't been updated. No.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we got 3 splits.
Yeah, going 3 splits.
Anyway, Scotty.
Sorry, mate.
You'll be okay in split 2 anyway.
Pig's ass.
I think you will be.
Just think, Scotty, if you're in split 2 or split 3, you don't have to put up with me telling you to breathe. Don't have to put up with me asking you which colour pin would you like in the voodoo doll tonight.
I don't mind the pins, Johnny. Just stop using those bloody knitting needles. They're too big. They're too big. Someone said bigger is always better. It's like, well, it depends if you're giving it or receiving it.
And I'm sure there's probably cash in those splits as well, because there's no cash here.
No cash here.
Pete Verme's joined us as well. How are you, Pete? That was funny.
For some, it might have been.
You want to ever get a chance to have a good chat to another one of our vets boys from Banter Alliance, bloody Andrew Ritchie or Chervo Jones, so the nickname he wants to go by on the day. He does the best Chopper impersonation, and he can quote that whole scene word for word, which is bloody hilariously funny and scary.
I think early in the season they were in the lounge one night, and he just kept running them off. It was so funny. When Josh did it at Nords, it just put me off. It just completely threw me. I just saw a colour, Johnny. Let's go. Go. Fucking red.
I'll let you on a little tip. I was too busy pissing myself laughing about what was going on. I actually forgot to go on the grid. I didn't actually go on the grid until there was 2 seconds to go.
And who was it? Who was doing the German accent?
Dave Worrell.
Dave Worrell. Yeah, that was funny as fuck too. But 20 seconds to go and everyone's just pissing themselves laughing.
He was in our Discord on Thursday night, going on about in his accent about the Italian sausage.
Oh, Jesus! I'm glad he didn't bring that up on the grid. That would have been it.
So by this stage of the race, I think I was already on 16 incident points. So I just went, settle down, curb my enthusiasm, and just drive. These boys, he's still battling well. Scotty, you managed to hang on to Pete?
Yeah, for a little while. Bruce and I, at the latter part of the race, we had a good battle. But I wasn't going to do anything stupid. Let's finish the race.
And of course, another big bit of news about Split 1 is we have 2 new race control personnel in next season. We have Brenton O'Brien.
Oh, this is where he hit me, sorry. Bruce
is almost into it.
Did you see that? I didn't call race control.
No.
Yeah, bloody Pete.
Bruce was in on that too.
Yeah, he got me, but I gave him room. I was around the outside, but he didn't give me room.
I thought it was the other way around.
Oh, come on. I was on the outside. Anyway. Actually, I didn't call. I said not many people called race control during the race. I don't think.
I don't think Josh was overly busy. A little bit more up towards the end.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, Johnny.
And the other person joining Brenton O'Brien is the boss man himself from Synergy Sim Racing, Jordan Ross, which I think is pretty exciting. Pretty exciting news. I think we're going to have two. Oh, there's Pete spinning again. We're going to have two.
Had a shocker.
We're going to see two pretty experienced guys in race control there. So be looking forward to see how they go.
I think Brendan O'Brien needs to forget about race control and race. The last two races, I've followed him. I haven't tried to pass him. I've just followed him. Nord's there. I just followed him lap after lap after lap. Didn't try and pass him. And, you know, he is really a better driver than me, but I learned so much just hanging behind him and learning lines, learning a few tricks of the trade. So he should be racing. He shouldn't be race control.
I also Pete Brusco.
Yeah. I was so lucky I didn't follow him. Like, seriously. I was just going to follow him, but yeah.
I do know, Hoff, that he's extremely busy with work over the next 6 weeks as well, 8 weeks as well. So I think being able to just turn up, do race control and go, I think sort of fits into his schedule a lot better.
Well, that completely sucks.
Yeah. So at least he's still involved doing that than not being involved at all. I think it's the attitude.
So two in race control, how's that going to work? Just 1 week on, 1 week off, or are they both going to do it?
No, I believe they'll both be in there at the same time.
Okay.
That's a big call for race control.
I've been working with both of them in Logitech G Pro series, so they both seem to work quite well together.
So is that due to split one being a bit more, I don't know, race control required of late?
Yeah, there's a bit of a workload in split one.
Yeah, Jordan Ross is a legend with V8 supercars.
Absolutely. Hey, Jordan's a bloke that runs consistently in the top 10 at Scops. He also, has finished on the podium in a few of those events and in the Pro Series as well. And, very, very, very experienced, very well known, very well liked across the community. So definitely looking forward to that one. So
split 3, we've still got cash, no cash? Mr. Josh?
I don't know, Mr. Luke. Do we still have no cash in split 3? And of course, the other one too, Luke. I'll just mention that because Luke's put it in the chat as well. Under the new regulations that we're running for season 13, a split 1 driver that drops out or sits out the season to assist the league, as in what Brenton's doing to be in race control, retains his position in the top 20 for split 14. So,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, which I think was a good thing that we added into the regs. So, for those as well, guys, they've done a couple of seasons. There's been a major overhaul of the regs too. Like, it's basically been rewritten from scratch. So make sure you definitely go through those because it's big changes in that area. Might jump back a bit of a look at Laurie. Laurie battling away with Pete. With Jeff, sorry. Yeah, so make sure you go back and have a read of the regs because they've basically been written in the same vein as the Pro Series. So
make sure I have a bit of a read. Scotty Perrins hadn't blown an engine yet, has he? No, he's still running around.
No, he's still running around.
He blew 2 engines, believe it or not.
It was 2, was it?
2 engines, yep.
That's a bit rough.
Bloody pecky. The second one was second-hand engine,
though. I was in the Mustang and only blew 1. That was enough to send me out.
Oh, you blew an engine too, Hoffy?
Yeah, bloody Mustang Ford engines they use.
Typical.
I'd blame Pecky's tuning performance.
Darren looking a little bit second-hand there. Is that back on with Laurie? Actually,
Did the
parts come from Frankston, Scotty?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
Dodgy
Mate,
Brothers,
Frankston Engine Centre's all right. Come on.
Dodgy Brothers backyard engine building.
Definitely cash.
Someone had a hard hit on the wall.
And let's have a quick look, see how Joseph's getting on. How do you find this track, Joseph?
It takes a lot to get used to it, but I actually quite enjoy driving it.
It's good. You seem to be starting to get a bit more balanced with the car and a little bit more settled.
Yeah, I've actually just sent my pedal set back to Thrustmaster because it's been playing up.
That's a bummer. You definitely had your pedals working in these cars.
Yeah. Consistency is a good thing.
Yeah.
What are you going to do this week, mate? Use the keyboard.
No, I've got my original pedal set, which I'm trying to get used to, but yeah.
Could you imagine trying to use the keyboard for your pedals?
Yeah, not my new keyboard.
No, too hard.
Yeah, Alt F4, that's all I'd say. That'll stop it. Jump back up on you, Scotty. Hunting down Galley still. Pete Vermey still behind you.
Yeah, Pete's caught me up again. Wasn't hard. So Pete spun off.
Then fighting his way back.
Oh, Pete's in the room.
Yeah, I am.
Hey, Pete. Thanks for giving me room in turn one a few laps ago, mate.
Was that me, was it?
Yep.
Funny thing, I started watching the replay straight after the race to try and work out what was going on with my car, and I had about 3% of brake on the whole time.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, so I don't know. I had to recalibrate my brakes or something. I wouldn't say the whole time, but like half of all the straights, I had this little red flashing thing. My brakes were on, just slightly.
Yeah, I've had that a couple of times before. Just gotta make sure you always recalibrate and get rid of that error.
Actually, mid-pack, the battles were on all night, pretty much.
Meanwhile, Jeremy's 6 seconds up the road. Darren's second and a half behind, and Ed's 17 seconds further back. Michael's 8 seconds back.
Yep, those boys weren't even on my relative.
What the hell are you watching, Mark Kyle?
It's just adverts at the moment.
And of course, the other talking point being discussed in the halls of the committee area and with admin at the moment, or management, is the possibility of doing some sprint races. So doing two 125k races in an evening, one or two rounds.
Oh, yeah?
Just to
Yeah, that'll spice it up a bit.
Yeah, spice it up a bit and a bit different.
How much of a break between each one?
Well, I did say
Usually.
it needed to be long enough to run down and get a beer.
Yeah, or toilet.
Yeah.
Mightn't be so gentlemanly.
Yeah. Doors, the elbows will be out.
And then
No.
the second one reverse grid.
Yes.
Nah, I don't think it'll be reverse grid.
Come on.
I think it'll be
Come on,
it'll
we
be
gotta
finishing
do
position.
reverse.
You
We
gotta
gotta start doing reverse grid.
That'd be fun.
Yep.
The
If you're gonna mix it up a bit.
would mix it up. But I did
Yeah, we
notice
need
in East Coast that we all thought that it'd be a case of, the elbows would go out and the guys would be silly. And I think after the first doing it 3 times in the season, by the time we got to the last round doing it, I think the boys were all quite well behaved.
I think it'll work well.
Mm.
And create some sort of, wouldn't be total reverse grid, but a top 15 or top 10 reverse.
You wouldn't want to go any more than top 10 reverse grid.
Yeah, top 10. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'd be thinking, would be top 10.
But I think the boys and the ladies are mature enough to know who's faster than them and not have to throw the elbows out.
Mm.
That's what I'm finding in this league. It's everybody knows their speed.
You can put the elbows.
But if you had a 300k race, you'd have the first one 100k sprint, and then you'd have a 200k reverse grid. Give the chance for the back guys to get through the pack.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that.
Absolutely.
Or have 2 150k races and a mandatory pit stop in one or the other.
Mm. Yeah, so it'd be something similar to that. There's also talk of possibly having 100k long races as well. I think we're doing 200k's at Indianapolis road course, so that'd be a good little circuit to do sprints on.
Yeah, I think this 300 last night was a bit long for this track. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think the reason why I think we did the 300 here is because this is where Scots do their 500.
Right.
So it's quite well used for endurance racing of such. Yep. Some other interesting circuits we've got. We start off with Bathurst for 200k's and then Watkin Glen Boot for 300. Then we roll into Zolder on the GP circuit. I think there was
Zolder those tracks where you can come to grips really, really quick and fly.
Yeah, and I think there was talk of having the last chicane removed on that one, so we can see what happens there. Then we've got Long Beach, another track that's quite easy to come to grips on. Back to Winton because everybody loved it.
Oh, great. Yeah, shoot myself for that one.
Only 200k's though. And road
K's too many.
Full circuit at Road Atlanta, Indianapolis Road Circuit, Red Bull Ring again. Back to Sandown for a retro round on the 10th of November. Back to Spa out of the GP pits. Back to Dave Baldock's favourite, Road America. And then into Brands Hatch to finish it off on the 1st of December. So
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Road Atlanta, I'm going to spend the whole week with Scotty and just get him flying through there.
Like, you're going to have to spend the whole week on every track because I haven't raced on any of them.
No, I don't care about any other tracks.
Oh, okay, all right. So one track I'll be all right at, the rest of them I'll be crap.
No,
thanks, Hoppy.
Blanche
Team
will
effort.
look after you.
Blanche will look after you.
Hey,
Blanche will.
for the rest of them, yeah. But you're mine for that one.
Which rounds all week for you then?
I might even grab Johnny aside and give him a hand with it.
that was Diane off in the grass there in the background.
Yeah, she wasn't having fun last night.
Nah. I think by this stage, a little bit over it by this stage, I think.
Yeah, and I don't blame her. I was with her.
Michael already fought his way back up to 4th, which was a good recovery. He was a fair way down the back earlier.
Yeah, he's doing real well.
He had a spin early, didn't he?
Yeah.
I remember seeing a yellow car spinning around.
Just had a tour through the sand.
Yeah, just found the third Ravazza. Of course, coming down into the first one, did everybody wave to the right to the balcony to say hello to Pecky's parents?
Please tell me nobody's as gullible as that. I mean, the KFC at Le Mans tree, but the rest of it is not.
Excuse my ignorance, but where's the Senna Memorial?
Okay, where are we? Who can I jump on board with?
Yeah, out of the chicane, isn't it?
Yeah, past the first chicane through
yeah.
the sand.
I'll jump on board with Ed. So we'll go into the gyro, which I won't try and control because I'll lose control of everything else. But
Have you got to look right, Johnny?
yeah, trying to work out how to do that bit. We might just go to the blimp. We'll just go to the blimp.
Yeah.
So if you keep a look on the left-hand side of the circuit, coming out now, you'll see the green fence. Just behind the green fence in there, at the end of the concrete was the memorial. So we'll just go back 2 cars.
That's just some paint on the fence.
Yeah, on the fence itself, you can see flags and messages.
Yep.
But if you look at the concrete on the ground, you'll see the concrete stops where the memorial is.
Yep.
You can see the brown memorial there, which looks like something like this. There's something I prepared earlier.
I always thought he died in Adelaide for some reason. Did somebody pass in Adelaide?
No, I don't think anyone died in Adelaide.
Was he in a barrel?
Oh. Snowtown.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Steve.
Yep.
So Scotty, Zeal, Worrell, Eddie and parents have all ducked in for their pit stops.
It's a bank vault, wasn't it? An old bank vault.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I suppose they have found a use for it.
Mm. And of course, I'm talking 1st of May or 31st of April, 27 years ago, up where the Villeneuve chicane is. That's where Ratzenberger passed away on the Saturday, and then Senna at Tamburello on the Sunday, on the 1st of May. Which I actually had tickets.
So 2 at one circuit on the weekend.
On the one weekend, yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah. If you get a chance to read Adrian Newey's autobiography, it's well worth a read. He was the designer of the Williams car that Senna was driving.
Okay. Some insight.
Yeah, a lot of insight, and the talk of tyre pressures being low, causing the floor to be bouncing on the ground, causing the lack of steering and grip. And then there's also talk that the steering column might have collapsed as well.
That's what I'd heard.
Mm.
That's why they tried to take Frank Williams to court, weren't it?
Yeah.
Sue him for it.
Yeah. That's correct. So Adrian keeping Dave Worrell honest. It's battle for 15th and 16th. 15th and 14th. So a couple of cars close on track. No, it's a really good read. It sort of starts off with him sitting in a car at Paul Ricard about to go out for a drive day, running through how to drive the bloody thing. But it's a really good read. Sort of covers his whole career and into the Red Bull days and introduction of Kerrs and how he mastered the battery.
I can't see Scotty Perrin's name. Is he still running around?
Scotty Perrins is in the pits at the moment.
Okay, I think that's first engine blown.
Yeah, I think it was. I think he got in the pits for that. Michael's in the pits as well for his second stop. Darren doing really well in second.
So Scotty had 10 or 12 minutes for the engine, I think, and it said you got another 7 minutes for extra repairs. And I said to him, don't worry about the 7 minutes, mate, just get out there. And he went out there and he had no power. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, he came back in.
And I'll keep an eye out for Scotty. So Adrian and Dave are pretty much the two closest cars on track at the moment.
You guys race with your own racing team channels on Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're in the league chat, in the league server. But yeah, we're running our own channel.
And usually most of us jump in, or the Taipan boys jump in their own splits.
Oh,
yeah, we did the same.
Yeah, we split up. Split 2 boys are in their own and split 3 boys in their own.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to put up with the German sex pest.
It would have been fun for Nords though.
Did
he carry on like that?
Yeah.
He did.
See, Dave's actually been lucky enough to go over there. Yeah. You know, so he knows every little corner and every little thing, and plenty of war stories with Dave.
When we do Nords next, I'm jumping in your Discord for the race. That will be fun.
I think Dave and Richard are going to do a NASCAR series on Wednesday nights. So they were doing a practice session last night that I jumped in and went round and round in circles with for a little while last night, and he was still going. And then he started putting on his American accent. So
is he German?
Nah.
Okay. Just likes the Frankfurt.
No, I think he's just very, very talented with his accents.
Yeah. He likes the sausage.
Yeah, he likes the Italian sausage.
Just leave it at that. Yeah. This week I'll have to pull out the English accent then, won't he? The Pommy one.
I'm sure I'll have one of those too. He's probably home practicing now. As Jeremy, Darren and Ed are all in the pits. And what does Brett do? Brett goes by, I think. No, Brett's going to dive in as well. Andrew Galley will be our next man, I think.
Yeah, Andrew drove well last night.
Yeah, he's just starting to get really consistent. Just needs to qualify a little bit better, I think. And yeah, one or two little mistakes here and there cost him a fair bit, but definitely improved a lot.
The man at the moment with the blown engines just jumped in. Thanks,
Yeah.
Scotty.
Evening.
How are you, Scotty?
Better than the other night.
We're about to relive that. your timing's impeccable.
I think he's still sitting in the pits now, isn't he? Yeah, he's still sitting in the pits.
Yeah, still sitting in the pits.
Yep.
I think we were very lucky Brandon managed to get on. I think he was running off his phone in the end. Apparently they'd ripped up all the bloody all the cables at the end of their street earlier in the week. Who's that parked up? 20th. That's Diane. We'll leave that one. And of course, Jeremy's only 5 seconds behind him. So he might jump back on the Brett. Chasing down Michael still. Yeah, going back to what you were asking, Adrian, yeah, the Discord, being in a Discord channel can have its pros and its cons in the sense that, you know, you can get someone in there with a bit of humour or someone else cracks it or loses it and you get distracted and make mistakes yourself. But then you can also have its other benefits in the sense that it's you know, you got someone 2 or 3 corners ahead of you telling you there's been an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're quiet in ours. You hear the odd swear word, like if we lose it or if something happens, but yeah, we generally go quiet.
Yeah, we're generally quiet in ours, but occasionally you'll someone will lose the plot. Now, ask the question, get a second opinion before you make a call in the race control. And usually before the flag drops and after the flag stops, there's usually a fair bit of banter.
Look, I remember doing it ages ago, like not Scops, but enduros and stuff like that. It's good if you've got a teammate in there and say, "Look, I want to go to your left, or I want to go to your right," and makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. I'll definitely at that level when you're doing enduros, yeah, you definitely need your spotter or teammate in there just to help you out and keep you alert, particularly when you're doing the graveyard shift.
Yeah, Peggy's in split 1. We don't talk, but yeah, whoever's in front normally calls out if there's an accident, you know, go left or go right. That helps a lot.
Yeah. Michael. Always seem to be in a battle every night, Michael.
We did. We were. Brett was all over me many times, and a couple little mistakes, and seemed to sneak away from him again.
Of course, it runs fairly well spread out here at the moment. Sort of top 3 are at least 18 seconds down the road from this battle.
Michael, is that NQ heavy haulage on the side of your car?
It is, mate.
Okay.
Spent many a year there.
In Queensland?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, we used to use them in Darwin.
The Osman Isa branch.
Rightio, yeah. Yeah, I was with Toll Energy for a lot of years.
I was still in trucks.
Yeah, you never get out of it.
Once you're in trucks, you can't get out.
Yep.
Oh, yes, you can. I did it.
I tried, but I'm 37 years. Yeah. Still stuck there.
Yep. I've been out of it for bit over 12 months and haven't regretted it at all.
Because you would have been running a consistent route, were you, Hoffy, or
No, I got the mystery tour.
mystery tours?
Yeah, could go anywhere. You know, just head over to head over to Perth. Get over there, and it could be, you know, head back to Brisbane or Townsville or somewhere.
Yeah, the triangle used to suck. Darwin, Melbourne, Perth. Or Darwin, Melbourne via Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth, Kununurra, Darwin.
That's why there's water all the way around Australia. Got to turn left at some stage.
My biggest run was from Melbourne to Brisbane to Townsville to Cooktown to Alice Springs to Broome to Carnarvon to Perth to Adelaide and back home. That was my biggest run.
Yeah, right. That's a big run. We never did Alice. I was driving when we were with Shaw's Darwin Transport.
How long that take you, Hoffy?
That took me 3 weeks.
Jeez.
That's a long way from home.
Yeah, it is.
That livery my son done up for me for the retro round, and the logo on the roof, they no longer exist. They've sold out. It was a family company. That was Hawkins Road Transport, and I spent 15 years with them, running one side of Australia to another, and then into the heavy haul.
Who'd they sell out to? Toll?
No, believe it or not, no. It was a family company. They broke it up a bit and they sold it to Scott's, and Lindsay Brothers actually bought the produce side of it.
Yep.
Oh God, Lindsay Brothers. Yeah, everywhere I go, they're around here.
It's about to say they're at your way.
The ones end up getting gobbled up.
Yeah, I don't know how the ones around here, Hoffy, do the Melbourne-Sydney run all the time. I think one trip on the Hume every six months is enough for me.
Yeah, that's because you got sand in your vagina.
That's one of the most boringest drives ever.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a bit like I've got a frog in my throat.
The Nullarbor is the same though.
Yeah.
Drive. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I was going to say the Hume is a bit like the Nullarbor. You do it at night.
Mm.
Yeah, but you can nearly do it with your eyes closed.
It's actually surprising the number of blokes we've got in vets that are either been drivers or are drivers.
Ex-truckies.
Yeah, like Shan McMillan does a night run between Albury and Wagga. Usually at 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's not really driving.
That's not getting out of first gear.
Yeah. I started with Bon MacArthur. I don't know if you guys remember.
Oh, yeah.
Bon MacArthur. And then I was with High Speed for a number of years.
Yeah, High Speed, go there.
Late 80s. High Trans Express now, but yeah. They were banned from entering New South Wales for 12 months back in the early 90s for too many of us speeding. Here he is.
Yeah.
Scotty with no power.
Jeez, he's driving well.
I think he sat in the pits for 15 minutes.
You got Marshy driving away from you, Scotty.
Yeah, I know.
It's only running on 4.
I lost power. I didn't do all my optimal repair. And yeah, that's why I blew it again.
I thought that just would have been a typical Holden though.
I don't know how you can lose them, mate, because Power's sitting in 16 and Power's sitting in 4th.
And no relation, by the way.
No relation.
No relation.
There you go. That's interesting.
I think your brothers.
Well, unless my old man's not telling me something.
So the last safety car was for Scotty's engine.
Yeah. Which isn't too far away, I don't think. We had another 5 laps.
Yeah, I think we had about 8 to 10 under the safety car.
Yeah.
When that got called.
I think it was about 10 to go.
Yeah.
That was the hardest 10 laps for the whole year, I reckon.
It was, wasn't it? Fatigues and just, yeah.
Oh, it was pretty easy. I ducked in and got a new set of boots, and it was quite good. Yeah. And you're running around back where I am, you may as well.
When you came out of the pits last time, you came out behind me and you were actually gaining on me. I thought, oh, fuck, he's got the voodoo doll out again.
And I looked back at my incident points and went, no, behave. So there you go.
Look at up and smoke there. There we go.
Scotty, wait till after the race to do those things, mate.
Scotty's Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
Pecky's bloody engines. Give me the hand-me-downs.
Yeah, we've been giving Pecky a bit of grief the last couple of nights. He blames Scotty. He reckons he's too hard on the gear.
He does, doesn't he?
Yep. And race cars too.
And race cars.
Adds enough out of you, Hoffy.
I'm going to assume Josh has called it.
So apart from you, Johnny, did anybody else jump in? Oh, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, Dave.
In a minute.
Worrell.
Dave did.
Yeah, well, Dave's just behind me, so.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I have to leave it there because I've got a 6 a.m. start.
No worries, Mark. Thanks for dropping in.
You.
6 a.m. on a Sunday is good. You go banging on people's doors and waking them up, and banging the doors on the truck, and just be a right pain in the ass to people who order shopping at that ridiculous hour of the morning.
Yeah, the lady across the road from Woolies gets hers about 8:30 on a Sunday. It's like, oh, you're kidding. Anyway, it's not 6.
And there's less speed cameras out too around 6 that hour of the morning, so
This is true.
Yeah, the foot tends to go down a little bit closer to the floor. I hope Linfox isn't listening.
It wouldn't matter if they're listening.
Hey?
It wouldn't matter if they are listening either.
Mm.
No, well, I've already been pinched earlier this month.
Did you?
And they now tell me I need counselling. Under 10 k's an hour.
That's unreal.
You morons.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Bye, boys.
Oh, see you later.
Hopefully catch you
See you,
next
Uncle
week.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
See ya.
Hey, Mark.
Well, Bruce McLeod and I went straight past the safety car and we weren't sure what to do.
Yeah, it wasn't very clear.
No. So we were putting around at like 20 k's an hour.
And like Laurie Saunders went past me before I got out of the train to go, and it was like, well, and then Dave complained about someone passing him, and I thought, I'll just leave it. I know I can get past Laurie at some stage.
Yeah, I think Josh was scrambling to find out who was...
Who was where? I think his JRT
Yeah,
wasn't working. I did hear him say.
Yeah, so Bruce and I were just up around the corner there.
Hmm. Because Adrian was the only one that jumped me in the pit stop.
Yeah, I was thanking my lucky stars at this safety car. I was thinking, oh, Jesus, giving me another chance.
Yep. I saw you behind me.
100%. I had no chance of catching Ed.
Mm.
I was Too far back.
I'm going, Scotty,
There we are.
move it, Scotty,
Yeah,
move
I'm
it.
like, we're in front of the safety car. And we're still asking the question, what's going on? Do we slow down and then just jump back into our spot, or do we...
Here comes Laurie. Laurie asks if I can go. It's like Laurie comes running through here.
Yeah, I think, Adrian, you just said go, didn't you?
Yeah.
Go, boys, go.
Go,
Yeah.
go.
Actually, I don't even know if I heard my number get called out. I just took off.
Throw caution to the wind.
Yep.
You're doing a die.
Oh, I just thought I just got dumped. I just got passed by bloody lorry. I'm going.
I think, did Di... Was she still in, or did she escape out at this stage?
Don't know.
She got out.
I think she was gone.
Yeah, I think when you went, Scotty, I think Di went around the same time.
Yeah.
The poor thing, she was having it. She had a really rough night.
Yeah, she drives that rallycross, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it. If you want to drive the V8, you want to get serious about driving the V8. That's all you touch.
Yeah, you don't play around with anything else, really.
Yeah, till you get a real good handle on it. Don't drive anything else. Just drive the V8.
Yeah, which is what I've done for a couple of seasons. You just don't touch anything.
Yeah, I'm the same now too.
Yeah.
I don't drive anything else. Although Diane she was out at Alton Park this afternoon. She was having some practice, so
That's good.
at least she wasn't down and out.
Like I did the NTE Dry Season Cup, which is in the 922 Porsches. I did that, but I didn't even do any practice. Rocked up on race night and drove. I was only doing it as a favour for Jake Burgess, who's a mate of Josh's, so... But yeah, if you're going to do anything, if you want to race something else, go race ovals, because you're just turning in the one direction and it's a completely different skill set.
Yeah, complete different discipline.
Mm.
I tried my first oval this afternoon, actually. Ever.
Yeah,
It was good fun. I didn't mind it.
You chose the most basic track.
Yeah, I think it was Charlotte. So there was a couple of little, like inner track things that you can go around, but it was in some little buzz box.
Oh, Charlotte Road.
Ford V something. It was good fun.
What do they call that? It's the Roval.
The Roval, yeah, if you're doing the road circuit inside, that's the Roval.
Yeah, and it had two parts of the oval on the outside.
Yeah.
That's when I said to Bruce, I said, mate, I'm not going to try anything stupid. I'm just going to sit behind you. You part the seas and I'll just follow you.
Ride in a NASCAR.
You haven't driven a NASCAR yet?
Yeah, I was playing around in the next gen last night at Vegas.
Good fun, eh?
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the next gen. They just don't sound meaty enough or beefy enough. Expected them to sound more beefy, you know, like the V8 sounds beefy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
You got to run a lot of pace with your NASCARs.
Mm.
So what do we got? 10 to go.
Yep. Brandon is off.
Just looking where Faz is. He's 7th and Ed's 3rd.
Wonder why.
Yeah, you know where to look out on lap 61, don't you, Johnny?
Yes.
I did. Stay right.
Yeah, let's jump back on Jeremy.
Yeah.
We had a very, very early safety car in split one, and I think we had about 3 or 4 laps under safety car. So each lap we did under safety car, I came and fueled up each time.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Well, if you're not running in the top 4 or 5 cars, it's worth doing.
Yep.
That's why running where I was, I went in for tyres, Scotty.
Right.
So it's only going to cost me 8 seconds, one spot.
Yeah.
Mind you, Adrian drove well after that, but
So what did we like? We'd lost 4. Scotty Perrins is out too.
yeah, we've lost Perrins, we've lost Darren Friend, I.M. Feldman, and Jeff Eddy.
Yeah. What happened to Jeff? Did he just?
I
drop
just
out, or-
dropped out.
Okay. Lost internet.
Yeah, not sure exactly what it was, but yeah, I did see he disconnected.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of that going on since the last update.
Yeah, definitely a few boys having a bit of trouble.
Knock on wood, the WI internet's pretty good.
Lucas Perry's only got his computer back up and running tonight.
So you had fresh tyres on, John?
Yeah.
Ah, I couldn't shake you.
Well, because I only had 3 incident points left or 2 incident points left, I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I got to make it stick. So I was quite happy just to sit there and hope you made a mistake.
I was hanging onto that steering wheel like anything. But you also had a battle with Worrell as well. So you had Worrell next year.
Yeah, no team orders. Oh, Ed. Bruce. Oh, Michael. Gally.
We didn't actually touch there.
No. but
None
you
is.
all had to sit up.
It was a massive evasion.
Yeah.
That was a border shitless to a I done a little wee in my pants moment.
Yep.
And that's given Faz a sniff.
The Faz had pace.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
What happened to Faz? Like now, has he been in and got tyres over everyone else? Because
Nah.
he was.
Nah, it was just.
He was pulling.
Oh,
time out of
Andrew.
all of us. I even said to my son who was listening, I said, he's coming. I can see him coming like half a second to 3/4 second a lap.
Yeah.
Probably the laps under the safety car brought his tyres back to him a bit.
I think that was probably the story, I think.
Are we getting feedback from somewhere else, from another channel?
Not that I'm aware of.
Can't hear anything.
Oh, dickhead, that's me.
Oh my God.
Grab another beer.
Yeah, I've had too many JDs already.
There you go. Jeff's actually in the chat, so Jeff just said he had to disconnect because he had to go to work.
Ah, okay.
Oh, work, always getting in the way of iRacing. Good morning to you too, Jeff.
Let's not ask him what he does for a job. Okay?
So Ed was still under a fair bit of pressure from Mike as well.
I rubbed the paint on the back bumper a few times, but he didn't give.
They've been working very hard with Peter Latham, Ed has this season.
So So what? He's got a coach.
Oh yeah. Latham's know what they're doing. Oh, Pete. That's what happened to Pete.
Yeah. Okay.
Andrew Galley redressing. So that's what was going on there.
Yeah. That all happened in front of us. Yeah. Then he's trying. I'm like, you're not going to have it.
Of course, at this stage, I'm sitting back here licking my lips going, ooh, this is going to get saucy.
Yeah, you would be. Absolutely. It's great though when a safety car comes out with 10 laps to go.
Green cars, and I just thought everyone was a Pecky car or something. It's green cars everywhere.
What is that flashing? Is that you, Johnny?
Having a look on the inside there on Adrian, yeah. I had thought about it.
Flashing.
No, that's Worrell. Worrell was flashing.
Yeah.
I had a look there, Adrian, and I thought I can do this, and I thought I'll set that one up for the next lap, and then I looked at my incident points and went, no, not worth the risk. Drive through now is just going to be so expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching Scott just get away from me, but then every now and then he'd give me a little bit of hope, thinking, oh, I might be able to catch him.
Yeah, different parts of the track I was strong at. There's probably 2 places I was quite strong, and then the rest of it I wasn't. I thought you'd have a go, but then I thought, oh, only 5 laps left. Maybe we'll just sit behind. Unless it's, you know, if I turned myself around, you were gone. But if you were Faz, you would have had more than a sniff. There's no sign writing
No.
on Bruce's car anymore, is there?
Actually, just a quick question before we're done. Anyone who's watching in Discord, is there sound coming through there?
No.
Still no?
No.
No sound. No,
Okay.
we haven't had sound all year.
No, I changed some settings. Which obviously hasn't worked. That's all right. I'll try something else next week.
It's probably better though, because with sound we wouldn't be able to hear each other.
Talk, yeah. Someone's off in the grass behind us there. Not sure who that was. This is why I handed it over to Dave.
Deliberately, of course.
Yeah, deliberately handed it over to Dave and said, Dave, you go have a crack at him.
Team orders.
Just...
Gentlemen.
2 incident points.
Genuinely nice guy.
How did you go with the flashing in front of you, Johnny? Was it not off-putting?
Just close my eyes.
Yeah, it's very off-putting for me.
Probably wasn't that bad on track. It's probably a little bit exaggerated in the replay.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised someone didn't take more opportunity to that comment by how you handle him flashing in front of you.
Yeah, he was a German sex pest. Fast starting to catch up to these two.
I love the way that Ed's driven this year. I think he's hats off to him. I think he's had a great season.
He has.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the biggest improvers from last season. And just very gentlemanly the way he goes about it, always up for a chat. Being from the other side of the country, it's not uncommon on a Friday or Saturday morning at 1 o'clock in the morning to be talking to Ed after doing a broadcast.
Yeah, Faz has definitely got some pace.
Mm.
It scares the crap out of me when I see Faz behind me. God, really? Like, really? Of all people. Because I know he's going to have a go.
It's so funny.
There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. He's gonna have a crack.
Oh, he will.
Yep, he does.
Mm.
Correct. He does.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, he could have a go.
No, yep.
No.
But you know he's going to have a crack.
He just had pace over both of us, and it was just like, how?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it looks to me that his tyres are at optimal here at the moment. He's not even sliding the car at all.
They definitely
Yeah,
balanced.
Hooking in.
Well, he was a second and a half behind you 2 laps ago.
Yeah.
So he's pulled back
Yeah, he just
7, 8 tenths each lap. That's a lot.
he made it so it looked so easy, and here he comes.
Yeah. What were you thinking right now, Michael?
How wide are my elbows? What can I do here? Because I can't get around Ed.
Yep.
Ed had the elbows out, and like I said, we rubbed bumper to boot a couple of times. Just gentleman touches, and thinking, oh God, how do I do this?
So instead of
Without of all of us ending up in the fence.
yeah,
Trying to pick somewhere where you can do it, and I couldn't. I just didn't have it. And
so you had to go from offense to defense.
I blink and look in the mirror and think, hey, he's there. He's here now. What do I do? No, I just concentrated on Ed. I thought, oh well, look forward. Let's just see what happens. Can't worry about what's happening behind.
Yeah.
Look forward on the apex.
Yeah, that's a very good way of looking at it. Eyes forward.
Oh, that's right.
Sometimes hard when the car's darting left and right behind you.
Yeah, if you're looking at it, it will put you off, and you lose
Absolutely.
pace. You're off your driving line. You're off your braking mark. You're off everything you should be doing right.
Yeah.
Throws you right
Just
up.
goes out the window.
Yep.
Yeah, providing you don't change your direction under braking to block. You know, it's up to the car behind to make a clean move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's got to be that clean move.
And you can see our driving lines. We're all just one after the other. Everyone's just following the train.
Same line. Yep.
You're just trying to find something, trying to find a mistake.
Yep.
In front, not me.
Well, that's the trick, isn't it? You got to put that pressure on to get that mistake to happen.
Absolutely. Make him look in the mirror.
Mm.
Like I said, I bumped the back of his car a couple of times, just gently, thinking, come on, look back, make a mistake. Got the toe.
Got that. Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's what happened.
Oh, bugger.
And it was like, sorry, Ed. I felt sorry for Ed. You know, it was good racing.
100%.
Absolutely good racing, and I just... Oh, well.
And a meatball.
Oh, he got the meatball.
Yep.
Oh, that's a damn shame. And that's where you got to know your limits.
Mm.
Where to push and not to push, where to sit behind and just wait.
Yeah. Because his back end flicked out a little bit on Faz, like when he jumped on the brakes. I think he jumped on the brakes a bit late.
Oh, I
That's
could
all it
see him. I could see him coming. I thought, uh-oh, I'm going to keep hard right here.
Yeah.
But he's going to dive down the inside and waiting for him to pop up on the left-hand side, and then I saw him sideways, and I thought, uh-oh.
Oh, poor Ed.
And Faz, you know, it's good racing. He had a
Yeah.
go.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely, he had a go. He had a dive, but
Yeah.
just didn't come off.
Had a dive for you, but took out Ed.
Happy days for me.
And that all comes down to the responsibility of the car trying to make the pass. You know, there's to me there's no question about it. Car behind, stuffed up, took out someone else, learned by it. You know, that's the way I'm cut and dry when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, in hindsight, he was right on you, Michael. It probably would have been better off coming down the straight, getting into turn one.
Oh, look,
Correct.
Yeah. And
Hindsight.
it's like Coffee said, you know, it's cut and dry, it's black and white. You know, I've been working in the stewards room with the Logitech G series. I've done my online training with Motorsport Australia as a steward and as a race official, and you know, the drivers behind has no right. That's the thing. Until you can prove that you're alongside, then you've still got to give room to the other car.
Yeah.
So all you can do is wave. No, like you can see there, Bruce is defending. He's come back on his line. He's allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you're someone like Faz and he's not defending, you show your nose on the inside so he knows you're there. He knows you got pace, and he starts to panic and watches the mirror instead of watching the car in front.
I'm sure Faz feels gutted too. What happened?
I'm out here, go and do some more laps.
A little bit quiet there, Scotty.
I'll catch you next week.
No worries, mate.
See you, mate.
See you, Scotty.
Go and rebuild that engine.
Yeah.
Really, the night was this bloke's.
Absolutely. What a drive.
Didn't put a foot wrong all night.
No, he spun it on the line and I got in front of him, but that was the end of that.
It was a great drive.
Dave Worrell's had a great race too.
Up 15 spots.
Yeah, that's really good.
Darren did well again. Michael home in third. Red home in fourth. Bruce, Faz, Scotty not far behind. Adrian wasn't far behind that.
Yeah, I thought about having a crack on Faz, but that's as far as it got.
Laurie home 12th. Andrew Galley after his indiscretion with Taylor. Ended up shuffling himself back to 13th. And then
Good drive for you too, Adrian. Really good drive.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of things went against me at the start, but a lot of things went for me at the end. Like I said, I was only about 2 seconds from being lapped by Jeremy, and then the safety car comes out, and so I get a wave around. So.
Yep. Oh, really?
I think he was about that happy. Big shout out to Lucas Burt in the chat too.
Escape.
So did you attempt your reverse finish? Johnny?
No, not tonight. I was under a little bit of pressure from Pete Verme behind me to do that sort of stuff. So it wasn't like Fiji where I sort of went across the line as the last car with the leader sitting right behind me. So it's like knew no one else was going to pass me.
I still can't believe you didn't get disqualified for going over the line in reverse.
No, because you're still heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's what happened to me at Donington. I spun in the last corner and did the whole straight and reverse.
So next week, boys, at Alton Park, as we talked about, no chicanes. A bit of fun for those that have been there before. I've got a little bit of an idea what they're in for. For those who haven't, welcome to the goat track.
Mm-hmm. Hang on.
Welcome to the last corner. Jesus.
Never raced it without chicanes.
I reckon it's much better without chicanes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm guessing it's going to be, yes.
Yeah, it's much more fun.
Just that fast right-hander, and we're in fourth gear around the back.
Yep.
That's a corner and a half, isn't it?
Oh yeah, big balls corner.
Holy dooly. Oh yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, and the last corner. It's just very technical. Either second, third, it's just strange.
Yes, it is a weird track. And
how many laps we got?
Please hold caller. I'll look that one up for you.
47.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, 47.
I'm on it for you, Johnny.
That's good work, Scotty.
Is that 45 too many?
45 too many, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though there weren't too many battles, that was a really, really good race.
All right, boys, I'm heading off.
No worries, Hills. Good to hear you back and healthy, or semi-healthy,
Oh,
able to talk to us.
I'm about 80%, but yeah, I'm getting there.
Oh, that's good, mate. That's good. Never much fun spending a Saturday in the hospital.
No, not at all. Especially when it's 17 hours worth.
Yeah.
Oh, nasty.
All right.
No worries. Look after yourself, mate.
See you, mate.
Good night.
Yeah. And we might end the broadcast on that note and see everybody again next week. Keep an eye out in the Discord channel for when we're going to broadcast, and we'll talk to everybody then.
So this is finished now?
Say goodbye?
Yes.
See you.
Goodbye.